Welcome back, everyone, to the Cajun 6 Dynasty. I feel like in that introduction, I've said both things. I've said, welcome back to the UL Monroe Warhawks Dynasty featuring the Cajun 6, and then I've flipped it, like I just did now. So, you know what? It's all the same because it's college football. It's college football. It's a connected series with our Madden series with the Saints, and I hope you guys are still enjoying this. But little recruiting update here before we get into some gameplay, some Cajun 6 gameplay. We're going to be taking on the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. They are a very good team, very good run team. Got a good quarterback as well, William Hayes, the lefty. And UL Monroe is winless currently. That sucks. We are 0-6, so it's time to get off the schneid against this really good Bulldogs team. But some recruiting updates for you guys. If you see any team like Louisville or Pittsburgh or like Virginia Tech or just anybody that's not in our conference, if you have a custom player in this, don't be worried about it because I will go into the DB editor and changing that list so that it's only Cajun 6 inside the top 3. So that's how that's going to run. But just wanted to provide you guys a little bit of an update there and see where some of our players are considering going. And let's get into the gameplay. Let's get into the matchup here. So 0-6 ULM against La Tech. We've got to get a W here. We've got to get the monkey off our back. Really crazy way to go into season number 2. After the success that we had in year number 1, I did not expect this at all. We were a team that won this conference, the Cajun 6 conference. So this is a little bit out of nowhere to get to 0-6 after such a successful year, especially beating Southern and Darnell Bourgeois en route to a Cajun 6 championship. So some really good throws by Ferdinand Giroux, freshman quarterback, true freshman, and some nice moves by Billy Tomlinson. 1, to get in the end zone, and 2, did you guys see that vicious spin move that he put on, by the way? Now, this was just a mistake. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to do that, to have my team go for it for 2. I knew our guys like to be aggressive, but I just hit the wrong button. And I think I hit the wrong button here going for a big hit versus just trying to make the diving tackle. We got a touchdown here for La Tech. They're currently up 7-6. And just look at this beautiful throw. Absolute dot right there to Hayden White for an 18-yard catch. I don't know how you do that. Like, Ferdinand Giroux, he's something special, guys. I'm really excited to see how his 4-year career goes with the Warhawks. Dylan Huff, running back, checks in. The upperclassman, of course, Billy Tomlinson is a freshman, but the upperclassman gets into the end zone, and both of our running backs here get 2 touchdowns. 13-7, and then this kickoff, Singleton's gone. Our defense, our special teams, our tackling in general has not been good. This is what's causing our 0-6 season. Our offense can hang, our offense can play with the best of them, but man, has it just been a tough road on defense. We got to score as many points as possible. Tio Gardner, a huge touchdown right there, making it 20-14. And guys, this is the very first throw here for William Hayes. Second quarter, they've had a touchdown through special teams. They've had a touchdown by the receiver running the jet sweep. So that's the first throw for William Hayes, and it was a big one. Mark Young, who is just an absolute beast, guys. He's so hard to tackle, gets a touchdown. And we've seen it against CPU versus CPU as well in this series. Mark Young is something else, dude. So 21-20, ULM is down by 1, and Giroux fires it there to Trevon Vaden, and the incoming or oncoming cornerback tried to make a play, but Vaden was right there, had enough concentration to make that catch and find himself into the end zone. So 27-21, we got to start thinking about going for 2 here at some point, but William Hayes is going to fumble the football trying to pitch this thing. Another fumble after a big hit on the linebacker, and fortunately we will recover. And currently still 27-21, and we got to find a way to get into the end zone one more time, really separate ourselves here. But Frankenstein going to get a sack, and our turnover here on Hayes goes to the wayside. Big bomb here out to the receiver. I can't tell exactly who that was, but Tidwell is going to come up with the interception. He has dropped quite a few throws to him from opposing quarterbacks, and it's just good to see that he actually got his paws on that one. So nice pitch and catch there to the sideline, and then another great throw by Ferdinand Giroux. And let's just talk about the catch as well. Like, the throw is great, right over top of the corner's head. But Hayden White, dude, he is coming up with some incredible catches in the last few games of gameplay here. Giroux trying to force this one here, and Dio Durant, all-star corner man for the Bulldogs. He's constantly making big-time plays, and this one was really big as it's going to allow Louisiana Tech to get into scoring position here on their next drive as they push towards the end zone. Mark Young again just shoving off tacklers, but this time we will stop him. Field goal will be up and no good. Just barely missed. So fortunately, we do get a stop here and a nice throw to the sidelines. That's John Felix for one of his first catches of the game. Second quarter here, still about 2 seconds left. Giroux feeling the pocket, going to fire this deep, and it will go incomplete. Almost intercepted, but just trying to get the ball in the end zone, hope for a prayer. Again, we are still trying to shoot for that one big score that's going to put this thing possibly out of reach. Christian Klump comes in off the edge. He was in coverage, but he decided to go after the quarterback and gets the sack. So the risk-reward paid off. Hayes is going to go down here with a sack, and UL Monroe will have a shot at getting that touchdown. Billy Tomlinson with the speed, and the freshman running back is gone, and just for some salt in the wound, he kills a little extra couple seconds off the clock. It is now 34-21. Huge run by the freshman running back, and William Hayes has got to find a way to lead his troops to get a response. Bocephus Jackson, big time first down. Here comes Hayes, running with it. Big time hit, delivered, but he still hangs on to the football. Big bodied quarterback able to take that beating. Third down and 14. Hayes gonna fire to the end zone. Touchdown. Great throw, great catch by Tommy Rivero to drag the 2 feet in bounds. And Hayes is not doing too bad. 13 of 17. Really nice game here. Here's T.O. Gardner with a 12-yard reception. Only up by 6. Giroux rolling to his right. Gonna take a big hit and a sack for 8 yards. Can't do it. Got to throw it away there, freshman. Got to find a way to get it done. Here's Hayden White. Touchdown. Able to pinball his way into the end zone. 388 yards for Giroux. He's having himself quite the day. He's putting the team on his back today, and the defense comes up with another turnover. That is 3 on the day, and this is how you win ball games. Your defense has to make stops. It sounds so elementary, but for this team, it has been a tough slog, man. Very, very tough slog. The offense, number one in the game. Number one in the game. Passing-wise, it's number one. But our defense just can't seem to get it together. Today they did, and they beat a really good Louisiana Tech Bulldogs team on the road. Final box score here, 35 of 48. For Ferdinand Giroux, over 137 yards for Billy Tomlinson, 2 touchdowns for him, and nice equal spread all the way around. 52 yards for Harris, 71 yards for White. Trevon Vaden had a nice game. So we've got the offense that can play. Defense got to get some turnovers, and we did just that, and it led to a victory, 42-28, I should say. And just looking on the other side, so the Bulldogs defensively, they were leaky. They were just a little bit leaky. Had way too many spaces for our guys to run, and especially with Tomlinson running the football, got a lot of speed in those legs. And William Hayes, I just think he just should have taken better care of the football. It kind of, in a way, just a little bit exposes Louisiana Tech just a little bit. We're 6 games into the season, but it does make you worry just a little bit that maybe their competition, they haven't played anybody, because they should have beat us right there. Like, we were coming off that 6-game losing streak. We hadn't won a game yet. Like, there should be, they should have performed better than that. Now, I did receive from the coaching staff, this is real, I'm not just doing this to make it up, but inside our Discord, I gave roles to some people, and we do have coaches for these Cajun 6 teams. They wanted to be more run heavy because the Jaguars have lost Darnell Bourgeois, and that's the reason why their pass numbers were so high. Zeke Wallace is not the answer as far as a quarterback goes to pass it. So they wanted to run the ball a little bit more, and that was the result. They got Texas, and they got shut out, 42-0. And Donnie Doan, 10 carries. So the sliders and messing around just really didn't work for them. So I changed it back to to Oregon. I moved on from Nevada. I changed it to Oregon and 40 run pass. So they'll run a little bit more, but they've got more of that option style of run versus, Nevada is a option style run as well, but thinking back to Colin Kaepernick days. But yeah, Oregon should probably better suit them. We'll see how they do in simulation here going forward. But Tulane will get a win here over Grambling, and Jake Matt had himself a day. 3 touchdowns, 362. And you kind of figured that would be the case because Grambling just really... they don't really have it right now offensively with Tuatali Man. They got to get that figured out here in the offseason. I don't know if that's finding another quarterback. I don't know if it's Man just putting in the work to getting a little bit better. But either way, Grambling is having it a little bit rough again this season. So let's look ahead here to week number 10. We've got ULM against Grambling State. I'm thinking that we should probably get a win there since we do have the number 1 passing offense in all of the NCAA. Got a really cool matchup here between the Bulldogs and the Green Wave. So Tulane against La Tech, 2 Cajun 6 champion contenders. So we definitely are going to be watching that game, as you saw probably from the thumbnail. Southern against Western Virginia, or West Virginia. I can't believe I did that. West Virginia. And Kent State will beat UL Lafayette. So the Raging Cajuns, man, they continue to just struggle. They continue to struggle. Now, I did receive a comment from Elliot Sandage, and he was just happy to get into the series, but he's a little disappointed in his play. Just keep hanging in there, man. You guys are close. Keep hanging in there. I realize you're 1-6, but you're right there. 5 turnovers. 4 touchdowns, though. 4 touchdowns, 5 picks, 89 yards. Caballero, you've got a weapon there. 2 touchdowns for him. Monet got in with some touchdowns. So just fight the good fight, man. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Just don't hang your head too low. But 28-17, that's a win for the Jaguars. They moved to 3-4 over a 5-4 West Virginia. Not Western Virginia. Goldie, get it right. Zeke Wallace had a better game. And Gordon ran the ball effectively. 27 for over 100 yards. Yeah, I think that maybe this offense might suit them a little bit better since moving on from Darnell Bourgeois. Now, let's go ahead and simulate our game, the 1-6 Warhawks against the 3-4 Grambling State Tigers, and our offense came to play yet again. So our offense is now continuing to click, and we're turning the ball over less. We were clean in this game. Ferdinand Giroux was perfect as far as turnovers are concerned. Yeah, Tuatali Man gave it up to us maybe one too many times. 45-29 your score. And defensively, I think that we're starting to come around a little bit. We're starting to play just a little bit better. Defensively, there's your stats here for Grambling State. Take a look at the numbers there. 6 touchdowns, 80%. And what else is there to say about Ferdinand Giroux? The guy is legit. He is a true freshman, man. Like, in every sense of the word. Not as far as status goes, okay? But he's the truth. Like, he's going to lead this program to newer heights. I can feel it. So good win there by ULM. And we're going to get into the gameplay here between Tulane and La Tech. 2 5-2 football teams here. Jake Matt against William Hayes. Should be a good one. And we got some defensive players here to watch out for as well. So more to talk about with them as we go forward. But nice pass up the middle here to Sky Blessings for the first down. 3rd and 7. And Jake Matt firing it deep into the end zone. That is Lachlan Chisholm for 42 yards. And I believe that is going to beat Dio Durant out there, the all-star cornerback that we saw against ULM. And we've seen him pop up a few times in this series. But he got beat on that play. Bocephus Jackson, the wide receiver for the Bulldogs. Nice 20-plus yard gain there. William Hayes gets in on the option play for a good gain of 12. 2nd and 5, mid part of the first quarter. And a little lofty pass into the end zone. That's Terrence Evans for the score. I believe that's the guy that got in to the end zone on that wide receiver jet sweep. Jake Matt firing. Oh, and look who we got. We got a Dio Durant sighting here. He made a one-handed grab. I don't think he even needed the one hand. Like, he could have easily done that with two, but he wanted to show off, guys. That is an incredible interception, and it's going to set up the Bulldogs here in business inside the red zone. And a nice touchdown pass to Bocephus Jackson. Man, William Hayes, 5 of 5, and he's had some beautiful, beautiful throws there for touchdowns. He's really looking like he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks when he's eligible to get drafted. He might be going inside that top 5 someday. He's got the running ability, he's got the arm strength, and of course the touch that's required to be an NFL quarterback. He's a good size too as well. But 17-7, Louisiana Tech up on top of Tulane. I would have thought that Tulane would have had a little bit more fight to them in this football game, but La Tech is taking it to them. They've already got 2 interceptions. That's Frank Enstein picking off Jake Matt. And then we've got, of course, Mark Young. I have never seen him do that. He fumbles. He fumbles. That gives Tulane new life here. And it was, in fact, a fumble. Sometimes you get that play and the knee was down or the elbow was down. Nope, it's legit. Tulane will get the football, and Jake Matt can't move it. He's currently 7 of 15 on the day. Not good. 2nd and 21, by the way, so we had a sack, we had a holding call, we had some bad things happening there for the Bulldogs, but Tommy Rivero able to pick all of those mistakes back up and gets 25. 3rd down and 6, and Hayes is just going to fire this thing out of bounds. He was 15 of 16 prior to that throwaway, and it's going to set up a field goal chance, and they're not going to convert. So, hey, some mistakes there by the Bulldogs leads Tulane to having a chance here. So, by the way, I got the records wrong. Tulane is 5-2, and La Tech is 5-3 with a conference loss, of course, to us, UL Monroe. Tulane, on the other end, is 1-0. So this game is huge. This game is absolutely huge for conference standing. And we got an interception here. William Hayes firing into the end zone, just underthrew it, and he knows it. He was a little frustrated by that, and it gives Tulane another opportunity to come back on him. Here's Jake Matt rolling to the right, going to get sacked. It's going to lead to 4th down and 16. They will have to punt the football away. And with 4 minutes and 18 seconds, there goes William Hayes to the end zone. But he's going to get dropped at about the 7-yard line. I believe that's where that was. Either way, they will get to the goal line, and Troy Murphy gets it in for the touchdown. And a minute 34, Jake Matt needs a miracle. He's going to fire this one to the numbers. And we've got Jordan Barabalt with the catch and busts off 2 tacklers to get into the end zone. 54 yards right there. And Tulane is right back in it. But with the time on the clock, they need to get the onside kick. And they won't do it. And they will burn all of their timeouts. 2nd and 5, and Mark Young ices it. That's the game. Louisiana Tech will win, and now both Cajun 6 schools are 1-1 in conference play. It's anybody's conference at this point now. So this was a huge win for the Bulldogs. They absolutely needed it. If you go down 0-2 in conference play, and Tulane is one of the clear-cut favorites to win the conference, like, you are begging and hoping all of the other teams who have to play against Tulane that they're going to beat them, which is a very hard thing to wish for in the first place. The odds are against it happening. So Louisiana Tech able to push their rival to 1-1 in conference play. We'll have to see how it's all going to play out in simulation and through the rest of the season. So let me know in the comment section, guys, because I know that Jake Matt is definitely going to be included inside of our draft class. We got a couple players from UL Monroe, like Cooper Caddick, going to be included as well. A couple guys from Southern, I think, some are corners. I know Christian Klump for UL Monroe, the linebacker that got in a couple sacks, the very speedy type of outside linebacker is going to be in the draft class. So let me know, like, who are you impressed with in this series? Who have you liked in gameplay? Maybe there's a couple guys like Mark Young. I don't believe he's going to be eligible this season. I think next year he will be. I know Bocephus Jackson is in our draft class. So I'm interested in hearing kind of what you guys are thinking as far as players to watch out for in our Saints franchise. Definitely want to keep an eye out on some of those dudes. So up on the screen, you saw some matchups there. We are going to get into week number 11, and we're going to do the entire rest of the season. If there's a game that I feel like we should play, then I'm going to play that one, or we're going to watch it, like CPU versus CPU. If UL Monroe starts to get on a winning streak, and in conference play especially, if we find ourselves at nearing the top of the pecking order in the conference, I think we got to start playing those games. So it could be a little bit longer of an episode, but I'm going to try to cut those down into some pretty bite-sized pieces of highlights so that we can kind of get through that episode a little bit quicker. But yeah, overall, we're just gonna get done with the regular season. We're gonna move on to the bowl year. We're gonna move on to the college football playoff, and then we're gonna get that draft class finalized to really see who are gonna be some superstars, who's gonna be some X factors, and stats leaders, and all that good stuff. So, guys, that's it for the episode. Leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you back here for next Saturday as we finalize season number 2. And then on the 19th, that's going to be when we start doing bowl games and college football playoff games and stuff like that. So that's it, guys. Leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you next Saturday. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.